Alaskan Ember storybooks readings, and now other stuff. And other stuff. Baby, when I met you, there was peace unknown. I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb. Baby, baby. I have a reason for that. I'll tell you in a minute. Anyhow, I started creating the year in haiku, a haiku a day. And I've done now 3 of them. And I have the first one I want to share with you. It's haiku 1. I'm not going to do an Alaskan Embers reading today. I was going to, over the last week, do the 5th one, which was called Going to Alaska by Gene Matthias. And I looked at the title and I said, I can't remember what that was. And I don't know who Gene Matthias was. However, I read over it and now I know and now I remember. But I'll share that with you when I get around to Alaska Embers reading number 5. Right now, I'm going to do haiku number 1 reading. And there's a reason I'll do that, because I have something else I want to share with you about it. Anyhow, this particular haiku goes, in the beginning. That's the title. But it says, in the beginning, the word blasted forth glorious, whispering the end. So that could mean different things to different people. I recently, now I'm trying to get stories for Alaskan Embers storybooks. So I go back through old friends, the ones that are still around, and I try to get a hold of them if I can. And so I made a call to Don Seeliger, who used to live down the street from me on Cowell Street. We went through grade school and high school same time, did a number of things together, not everything, but a number of things together. And anymore, we might talk to each other once every 3 or 4 or 5 years. Recently, the last time we talked, which was a few years back, he says, Mike, you need to get hold of Wayne Walker and talk to him, he's up in Fairbanks. And I never did. I never did get a hold of Wayne. He stole my bike when we were in 2nd or 3rd grade, and I was pissed off. There's a whole story around that. I'll share that another time. But anyhow, so here we are, adults, and I still don't really want to talk to Wayne. But anyhow, I was thinking, well, now maybe he can have a nice story for the next Alaskan Embers storybook. So I started looking for him, and there's his obituary up in Fairbanks about 2 or 3 years ago. And some of the things in his obituary, like he quit drinking 10 or 15 years ago, and he read a lot of books, and it just intrigued me. And I said, man, I should have got a hold of him. I think we could have really had a fun time together talking, but I never did. So anyhow, I called Don. And I said, hey, Don, how you doing? And he said, well, it's a bad time for him. And I said, oh. He says his wife, Susan, passed away about 2 weeks ago, so he's taking care of all those issues. Now, let me reread this haiku 1 to you. In the beginning, the word blasted forth glorious, whispering the end. And whispering the end. And Don, we talked a bit, and Don says, it's really strange, Mike. See, I find myself, I'll be sitting at my desk working on something, doing something now that Susan's gone. And he says, there's something I'm doing, and I say, I got to share it with Susan. So he calls out for Susan, and he says, oh, wait, she's not here. And that's so bittersweet and so sweet, but whispering the end. So anyhow, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to get that haiku readied out first. Here's another thought. I encourage people to send me stories for my next Alaskan Embers storybook, but look at this. Look at this. I found this. I printed out, I don't know, 100 or 1,000 or something covers. I was going to do Alaskan Embers Storybook 5 in 1994, and I remember when I quit. And I remember putting all the papers together that I had acquired for Alaskan Embers 5 into a big cardboard box and back into a closet back in our old house. And I don't think he'll ever show up again. But on the front of this particular Alaskan Embers 5, there's 2 comments here. It says, one, there's a reference to a story. My first year trapping on 4 mountains, 1928, Dan Kukoff. Boy, I'd like to know what was in that story, but it's gone. And the other one is my first trip to Alaska, 1935, by Alfred T. Clayton. I'd like to know what's in that story, but it's gone. And wouldn't it be fun if I found them again? So I must have had other stories and stuff that I'd had put together for Alaska Embers 5 that I quit on it. Because every one I would put together back then cost money, and not a whole lot, but it cost $500, $1,000, and I just got tired of spending money. I just got tired. Anyhow, so which brings you back to Haiku 1. In the beginning, the Word blasted forth glorious, whispering the end. And so that's Haiku 1. Is that whispering about what the last haiku in 365 days might be? I don't know. I don't know until we get there. I'm just a vessel for unfolding these haikus. The other minor things I wanted to share. So I'm going to have on this channel Haiku 1, Haiku 2, Haiku 3, Haiku 4, or something like that. And I'm also going to have Ad Hoc 1, Ad Hoc 2, Ad Hoc 3. So I stuck on here Back to the Sea. I consider that Ad Hoc 1 now. And I know in my mind what Ad Hoc 2 is going to be. Baby, when I met you, there was peace unknown. I know what it's going to be, and it's going to be great. I love it. Mary will love it, and she'll laugh. And wait till you see it, but I got to do it first. I know what it is. And anyhow, I still do need people to send me stuff for Alaskan Embers 5, which I will publish when I get enough stuff to publish it. Is that all I wanted to say? I think that's it. I think that's it. I love it. I think that's it. Mike Carter, over and out. Call me, 907-240-6044. Bye-bye.